What's up guys, Investor Mike here, and we're gonna talk about how you're probably killing your Airbnb business, whether you're brand new and haven't got into Airbnb yet, or you're a seasoned Airbnb host and you're like, look, I can just use some tips on pricing strategy. I can use some tips on things that maybe drive my occupancy so I can get more guests. This video is for you. You're probably gonna wanna watch this video multiple times. It's gonna be that good because we're gonna talk about a lot of different strategies of how you can get into this business, why to get into this business, and when you're in the business, how to be successful inside the business as opposed to why most people fail. First, let me start by saying this. Most people fail in this Airbnb business. The reason is they don't understand two things. Number one, market research. Number two, property research. What does that mean? Let me break it down. Market research is the city that you're in. You believe because you live in Atlanta, Georgia, you're like, this is a great area. People are coming in for X, Y, Z. Maybe, but maybe not. Now, property research is even if you had a great city, what's gonna get someone to click on your house or the property that you pick? Okay, now, just to be clear, I'm talking about rental arbitrage. Guys, this is a very hot trending market right now. Rental arbitrage is essentially where we're gonna rent a place and we're gonna get the landlord's permission to put it up on Airbnb. That's it. We get it put up on Airbnb, we take pictures, and then we start welcoming guests. The guests help pay for the rent and the utilities. The leftover is what goes in our pockets. It's the simplest, easiest, scalable model called rental arbitrage in the industry right now, hands down. This is why everybody's doing it. But why everybody's failing, or at least the bottom 95% of people, is because in slow seasons, they're getting crushed because there's not enough guests. They're coming out of pocket with money. This is because they don't understand pricing strategy. But let me start by saying this. Picking the right market in the beginning is vital to your success. If you pick the wrong market, you're gonna be an uphill battle. You're gonna have a headwind going towards you all the time. And you're like, I don't know why I can't get enough guests. I don't know why my occupancy is so level. It's because there's not enough demand in your city. So picking the right property and market. Let me start with picking the right market by going here. Google these words, top 25 cities in the United States to start a vacation rental in 2023. If you put that, they'll give you 25 cities that the article by AirDNA did to say, guess what? We're gonna pick it out of 20,000 cities, what we believe are the top 25 cities to start an Airbnb business. How good is that, guys? They've already done the data for us. Number two, we're gonna go in the top 20 cities with no Airbnb regulations. Okay, now we have 20 cities that don't require any kind of stringent licensing requirement. They're just easy to start a business in. You're not worried about zoning, you're not worried about housing. A lot of times the HOA ain't gonna bother you. This is a great way to start this business by doing this research first and then picking the market there. Picking a property. I will tell you firsthand what we have been doing. I'm pulling back the curtains, guys. That's why I said you're gonna probably wanna watch this video twice. What I am doing right now is actually picking properties by hospitals. Now, here's why this is important. If you can get a property right by a hospital, here's what's gonna happen, and here's what's happened for us. Basically, what's happening is families are coming in because they want to stay with their loved one close and their family member might be in surgery. For example, husband and wife come in, husband's going through surgery, wife wants to stay close by him. So what happens is the wife and the husband will stay at your place for say 1 day. While they're there, they're gonna schedule their surgery. Usually about a couple weeks out, they'll schedule their surgery. They like your place so much because you did a great job, wink, wink, on the first time while they stayed at your place because it was nice, that they now come back to your place and they stay for 2 to 3 weeks while husband is in surgery. This is a niche that nobody's hitting, so be quiet and steal it fair and square because what I just told you is a gold mine. Get by a hospital. That is where you want your property. Inside the property itself, the more amenities you have, the better. I always recommend to have more than 60 amenities. Very important. Your listing title. This is what most people don't understand, the SEO. The title must have the hospital name inside the title. Something to the effect of this. By the way, I would have TVs in each bedroom and I would have a king bed for sure in the master. TV out in the living room, 60-inch, 40-inch TVs out in each bedroom, and for sure, a king bed. Here's why. Because what you're gonna do in your listing is a hack where you're gonna put the amenities inside the listing title. So in your title, you might put something like amazing cottage, 4 TVs / 1 mile to Mayo. Mayo's a hospital here. Something like this. We may put extraordinary suite, hot tub / 1 minute to Mayo. We may put unbelievable king suite, 4 TVs next to Mayo. This is how you want to do your title. It's so important for the SEO because when people are searching to go to that hospital, your listing pulls up. Also, you can't put TVs and you can't put a king bed inside your description, or excuse me, you can't put it in your amenities. So if you put it in the listing title, the SEO grabs it. Guys, that was worth gold right there. So in your title, it's so important. Also in the description, when you're listing it on Airbnb, it needs to be in 10 bullet points of the area, of the location, and what are people coming into for. So you want to have them in bullet points, not just a paragraph of written words. Pictures. Biggest mistake, probably crushing your Airbnb. You guys spend all the time and energy and money getting your Airbnb set up, and then you're taking your photos with your iPhone. Huge mistake if you're not an iPhone, Android. Don't take photos. Just go on Thumbtack and research Airbnb photos or photographers in the city, state that you're in. This is what you need to do, guys. Spend $150. Trust me, there's about a 200 to 300% increase in bookings just from professional photos. This is a game changer for you, I just share with you. Now, when it comes to pricing strategy, you do not want to be at a race to the bottom. You do not want to be the lowest price. I want you to think about Louis. I want you to think about Coach. Now, when it comes to your pricing strategy, you do not want to be the lowest. Here's how you understand what your pricing should be. All you're gonna do is go on Airbnb and search the property, and then you'll see comps at the bottom. Scroll all the way down, you'll see the comps. Those comps will tell you what other people with the same bedrooms and bathrooms are charging per night. Now, here's a little hack. You'll be able to see as you book for during the week, it's always gonna be a lower price. Try to book for a week and see how much they're charging for a week, and then see what they're charging for the weekend. This will give you an idea of what you should price your property at. However, what I want you to do is actually increase the price from what you see there at least 20% over their pricing. And here's why. You want to command a higher quality person. The lower the price, the lower quality people you're gonna have in there. Number one. Number two, think about Louis Vuitton. Think about Chanel. How are they able to command $5,000 for a purse and thousands of dollars for a shoe? The reason is because they built a brand. And a lot of times, just because your prices are increased, people will say, oh, what is it about this listing that's better than the properties that are so low? Not everybody wants cheap. People want to know quality. And if your prices are higher, that generally commands higher quality. Now, you have to actually be a better quality place. That doesn't mean that raise the prices and have shit. That means raise your prices and do amenities in the property that will command those prices. But I want you to be above what everybody else is. Second, focus on the weekends, not the weekdays. Here's what I mean. I would rather have a 50% occupancy with higher prices than a 100% occupancy with low prices. So here's what I want you to do. On your weekends, and I mean Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I want you to be higher, much higher than during the week. A lot of times you'll see people with the same pricing all the way across the board. So when you're sneaking on your competitors and looking at their prices, make sure your weekends are very high. And here's what it means. You want to check your lead time. Lead time essentially means from the time today to when somebody, it'll tell you right there on Airbnb, what is the lead time? So let's say your lead time is 15 days. That means that most people will book out 15 days from today. Okay, now, if you have a full wide open calendar, let's say today's Halloween and November is wide open, you can command very high prices because when people are searching a property, they have a lot of different options in November. They could choose 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, 1 week. They can pick the whole month. So do not lower your prices. But what I think a lot of people are doing, especially as we're coming into slow season, colder season, what's happening is people are not changing their prices lower to make up for slow season. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to lower your prices as it's getting closer to the day. For example, let's say that today is October 31st and we have nothing booked for the first week in November. You need to lower your prices here because if not, you're not going to get booked, guys. Okay, so you're leaving money on the table. And one thing we can't do is get our inventory back. Once that day passes, you're not getting that inventory back. So I would rather have something than nothing. So here's what I do. Let's say today's October 31st. So let's say November 1st is not booked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lower November 1st down by 50%. Quickly, I'm going to lower it down 50%. My normal price is $200. I'm going down to $100. And as it gets closer, November 2nd, I'm lowering even more. I'm going to go down to my break even. Here's how you know what your break even is for your Airbnb. Take your rent payment and your utilities payment, add them together. 2,000 say, utilities 300, 2,300. Divide that over 31 days. That will give you what your price is for your break even. That means how much basically what you got to pay every single month regardless if someone stays there. But you can come down to that in your price if you need to. As it's getting closer to the day that we're talking about, your prices can drop all the way down to your break even. So if I'm normally charging 200 and I've got tomorrow wide open, I'm gonna be changing that price immediately down to my break even, because the chance of someone getting in tomorrow is very low, especially when people plan trips and they're gonna be planning out for 2 weeks, because I looked at my lead time and it said 20 days. I'm like, the chances of someone booking for tomorrow or for 1 day is very slim. But if you have a compelling offer where the price is literally very cheap, somebody might take you up on it. So that's what I do for my pricing. Weekends, always keep weekends high because I want to focus on my weekends, and that's going to be about premium pricing during the week. Now let's talk about an orphan day real quick. This is where you get a booking, say 3 days, and then you have no booking, and then you have another booking on the other side. This day in between is called an orphan day. That orphan day, the chances of getting booked are very slim. Someone would have to be looking for that day, okay? They'd have to be looking for 1 day and that month. And the chances of that happening are slim. So an orphan day or orphan days, maybe there's 2 days that are empty between 2 days, have to be very, very low priced. And so this is where I spend my time on a daily basis, is going through the calendars to making sure that I'm not leaving money on the table. Because even with a pricing strategy, they don't know these techniques. They don't know that there's an orphan day. And a pricing strategy, also like Wheelhouse or Price Labs, they don't know how nice you did the property inside. So they can't give you strategy like that. Airbnb has their own pricing. It's called smart pricing. And so you can use that because that generally looks at a lot of different factors about the property itself and the amenities itself and some of the decorations and things that you may have done. Okay, that's going to tell you a little bit more about the pricing versus someone like a third party like Wheelhouse or Price Lab. So what you want to do is on that strategy of Airbnb's pricing strategy, go in there, turn it off, and then turn it back on. And it's going to give you where your break even should be, or at least where you should start your pricing at. Okay, it'll give you a low and a high. Let's talk about your very first month on Airbnb. This is a pricing strategy hack that I've used with my students, and it works tremendously to get you on the first page. What you're going to do is you're going to take your rent payment and your utility payments and add them together. So let's say your rent is $2,000 and your utilities are $300. Now you combine it $2,300. Divide that over 31 days and this will give you your break even. Okay, that means whether one person stays or 30 people stay in that month, you have to pay the landlord, utilities, and rent. So that's your hard cost. Now, your very first month on Airbnb, your strategy is to book as many people as humanly possible. Why? Because Airbnb is an interest algorithm and all they care about is getting more clicks and more eyeballs. So what do? We want people to click on our listing, and the way to do that is to lower the price significantly. Now, you're not going to always price it here, but only for the first 30 days. So what happens is Airbnb automatically already the first month gives you a massive boost, and then on top of it, you're getting a lot of eyeballs and a lot of views and a lot of clicks and a lot of bookings. Because of that, that's going to help you rank and get you on the first page. So your very first month, you're gonna try to break even, not make any money. And the reason you're gonna break even is because you're gonna get to your break even number. Because again, remember your utilities and rent, put them together, divide by 30. You're not gonna make any money by pricing it at that price. But because of that strategy, you're actually gonna get pushed to the first page for the following month and so on and so forth. And hopefully you can stay there by continuing that momentum. That's the kicker for the first month. And this is the strategy that I want you to use for your very first month on Airbnb. Here's a couple things that you should definitely have inside your property. If you want to get more bookings, guys, these days you have to stand out from the competition. Like 2016, you could rent a raggedy ass place, raggedy old apartment, and you could put it on Airbnb and you can make money. Today, there's so much more competition that what's gonna make us stand out? I'm gonna give you a few things here. Number one is to make sure you do king beds, not queen beds. Now, if it's a smaller room and you can't put a king in there, put a queen, but for sure, at least have one king bed in your property. Number two, try to get a property with a hot tub or a pool. People love H2O. Whether it's swimming or it's getting in a hot tub, I can tell you if you're in a colder area and you have a hot tub in your back, somewhere in your backyard, you're gonna drive a higher price point. And people will stay and not leave because they can stay warm at your place. Huge amenity. And a lot of times right now you can just finance a hot tub for $100 a month. Or you can buy something for like these inflatable ones for $500. It's a game changer. So if you don't have one, you can add one to your backyard in your property and it really just drives demand up, keeps the occupancy level high. Just do your own research. Look at the other places that have pools and hot tubs. They stay occupied. Number 2, king bed. Make sure, like I said, you have a king bed in at least a master, and if you're gonna do smaller rooms, make sure they're queens in there. Number 3, make sure you guys have TVs. One big, this is an 80-inch we put here in this living room, but you can go with a 60-inch in the living room, and then each bedroom should have its own 40 to 50-inch TV. People don't wanna go out into the living room. Everybody cram up in the living room to watch TV. At night, they can sleep, be inside their king bed, and then watch the TV. Amenity number 4, make sure you have some type of game, okay? Now, it could be a ping pong table, it could be a pool table, it could be that basketball thing where it kind of, you shoot it, right, and it comes back to you. That's cool, you see those in arcades a lot. It could be some type of foosball, it could be a cornhole. Some type of game needs to be in the property or in the garage that somebody can play with. Okay, we added bikes. We were down at the beach, we put 4 bikes in the garage. People love it. The testimonials and the reviews that are coming in, people are, I love the bikes, I love the bikes. They're riding them around the beach, okay? Or maybe you don't have a beach, whatever the case is, find something by going to other people's listings. Just go to Airbnb and see what other people, right there, you'll be able to search the other competitors and see what people are saying about the property. And then just duplicate it. Model, mimic, master. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Look what other people are doing with very high occupancy. You see listings that have high occupancy, just model what they're doing. If it's working for them, it'll work for you as well. And the 5th amenity, and probably the most important, if you could do this, offer some type of concierge service. Whether it's a driver that goes out and brings them food, whether it's bringing them their smokes, whether it's bringing them beer, whether it's bringing them, driving them around. Maybe they need a ride somewhere, they don't want to call an Uber. If you had some type of service, this is next level, guys. You had some type of service where somebody could actually call and somebody would be there like that at their beck and call. You have a price-driven property where you can increase the price significantly because you are offering amenities that nobody else is doing. Literally, think about this. Could you get a slingshot where somebody could actually use the slingshot? Like, I'm talking about the 2 wheels and the 1 wheel in the back. I mean, could you offer some type of 4-wheeler or think about it, right? These are things that are like nobody's doing, but this is what stands out from you, everybody else. And while everybody else is getting crushed in the low season and the slow season, and you're banging them out and you get high occupancy, you're like, dude, this is great. It's the people who are saying Airbnb sucks. They suck. You guys are crushing it. Follow me for more tips, tricks, and strategies, guys. Thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I come to you every single day to give you all the tips you need so that you can be successful in your journey. If you need help at all, put me a message inside the chat there. Send me a message, say, hey, what's up, man? Tell me what's going on. Anyways, I want to hear from you. I love each and every one of you guys. So message me if you want help starting and setting up your first Airbnb, or if you're like, look, I've got a couple already, but I'm getting crushed. I can help you. I've seen all the surrounding things that have got people and the constraints. There's nothing I haven't seen yet, guys. I want to help you out and give you my love back, okay? So message me if you need help at all. And down in the description, you'll be able to see we are hosting the Super Bowl of Airbnbs, a free training this Saturday at noon. I want you guys to be there. You're not gonna wanna miss it. It's a training everybody's been trying to get onto all year long. You'll see it in the description box. And then again, message me if you're ready to start your Airbnb journey. You just want help with the #1 educator in the world. Let's roll.